Good Erev Shabbos, everybody. I know I usually have a religious message on Erev Shabbos, and maybe I will when I'm done with this one. Make 2 different videos, though, but I just had to get this political message out of my system. I appreciate the suggestion to edit, but I just don't have time to edit my videos. They're just, raw footage. Take it or leave it. That's what I have to offer right now. I don't know. I don't have the software right now. If someone maybe could suggest some software for editing, I could consider it. I would love it if there was, software within YouTube. I don't know. I think there might be, but I don't know if I'm eligible for that because I'm not on the level or something. I don't know. Anyway, I was listening to Hugh Hewitt's show this morning. He had a guest host, and I just could not believe what he was playing from CNN. How they just lie about President Trump, constantly calling him a racist for no reason. If you don't like President Trump's policies, which I don't know what's not to like, and I think that's why they're focusing on these ad hominem attacks. Not only ad hominem attacks, but slanderous, false attacks. Calling a guy from Queens, from the most diverse county in the whole world, is Queens, New York. How do you call a guy from Queens, who lived in Manhattan for a long time, also very diverse, very liberal, how do you call him a racist? I mean, the truth is, Donald Trump is a liberal. He's just an old-fashioned classical liberal, but he's not a leftist, and he's not a Democrat because the Democrats are really the racists. Why are they attacking the president? The answer is very simple. Because they see how well he is doing, and they're losing their power. They want to teach a lesson to people in power. They want to teach a lesson that if you're not one of them and you try to enter this world, they will destroy you. And the thing is, Donald Trump won't let himself be destroyed. They're recognizing that if they'll just lose 5-10% of the African American vote to Donald Trump, the Democrats have no chance of winning. And it looks very possible. And if it weren't for the media, it would be even more. But I think people are seeing what's going on. I think people are seeing their lives are getting better. I think they're seeing what happened under Obama. A city like Baltimore received $16 billion to clean up. And what happened to it? Went right into the pockets of the Democrat politicians. Nothing happened. And to dare call President Trump a racist when there's no evidence of this, it's just ridiculous. It's mind-boggling, and it's wrong. It's, again, you don't like some of his policies. I mean, I don't see what's not to like. But again, why? Because the Democrats just want power. They just want power, so they have to lie to get it. And that's what's really going on here. They're just lying, so they can keep their power, because they're scared. They see that their days are numbered. It's like the legend we talk about, Satan just before the end times, when he's going to, pull out all his stops and try to, because he knows his days are numbered. He knows he's going to be destroyed. And so he has to, get it all out of his system. He has to fight that last fight before he goes down. And that's what's happening to the Democrats. They have no future. And they don't deserve a future. That's the party that rebelled against this country in the Civil War. That's the party of slavery, the party of racism. I mean, again, our sages say, "Kol poisel b'mumay poisel." Whoever puts down someone else, they're doing so. They're projecting their own faults on someone else. They called Donald Trump a Nazi. What were the Nazis about? Two things: big government and identity politics. They took it to an extreme, of course. But which is the party of big government? The Democrats. Which is the party of identity politics? The Democrats. And they have the nerve to call Donald Trump a racist because he wants to know who's coming into the country. It has nothing to do with race. It has to do with, are you coming in legally or not? You want to come in, wait online like everybody else. Don't care where you're coming from. Don't care the color of your skin. Don't care about the content of your character. But the Democrats don't care about the content of your character. All they care about is the color of your skin. Look at how Tulsi Gabbard attacked Kamala Harris for upholding the law, for putting bad guys in jail, because but if they're black, they shouldn't go to jail even if they commit crimes. Like, it has nothing to do with being black. You know, and she was so sure of herself, Tulsi Gabbard. You know, it's like, it's just crazy what is going on. And I don't believe this is what's going on in the country. I think it's just a little bubble of Hollywood, of CNN, of DC, Beltway. That's what's going on. I think the rest of America is waking up, realizing that, first of all, the fact that a man like Donald Trump could win the White House proves to all those people who say that your vote doesn't count and the whole system is rigged, it's not true. Because, you know, if it was just the system, there's no way Donald Trump would have won. This is a man who beat the system, who proved democracy is true, and that your vote really does count. So, you know, I'll be honest. When he was running, I didn't vote for him in the primary. I was very reluctant voting for him in the general election. The only reason why I voted for him was because Hillary Clinton was so bad. I would have gone third party. I'm the type of guy who loves that third party idea. You know, at least my ideals, when I was a kid, I was all for Ross Perot. You know, that's what I remember. You know, when they had Kids Pick the President on Nickelodeon, I was the one voting for Ross Perot, you know? And just Donald Trump just was so distasteful to me, but he proved me wrong, and I'm thankful he proved me wrong. And he's doing an incredible job. And can you imagine what kind of job he would be doing if he didn't have opposition? If he didn't have, and I don't mean legitimate opposition, I don't mean legitimate checks and balances. I don't mean he should be a dictator, because he's not. He's the opposite of a dictator. His whole thing is giving freedom back to the people. And the whole thing of the Democrats is taking the power away from the people and consolidating more and more power in a stronger central government. And for Democrats to claim that they're the party of Jefferson, he was the opposite of that. You know. So, but it's just sickening that they say, like, oh, because he used the word infested, he thinks that the people, and they actually said these words, that he believes that the people in that district should be exterminated. He wasn't talking about the people. He was talking about the actual rats and, you know, rodents. Nothing about the people. He's just saying No people would want to live there. People are stuck there and they want to get out there, or they want to make it better. And Elijah Cummings is standing in the way. And instead of Elijah Cummings focusing on what's going on at the border, he should focus on what's going on in his own district. And Donald Trump said he'll work with Elijah Cummings. He wants to work with him. But these people don't want to work with the president. I mean, he doesn't bear grudges. I mean, you saw how nasty he was during the primaries. And with those very same people, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, he's working with them. You know, because he doesn't bear grudges. He gets upset. You insult him, he's going to insult you. And you want to work with him, he's going to work with you. And that's how it works. And he's doing a damn good job. Excuse my language. I mean, this country is... I don't remember it being so good. And if the media wasn't fighting against him, or if they limited their fights to legitimate reasons to be upset, instead of... And why are they calling him a racist and this and that? Because they have no legitimate reasons, or very few. And so they just need to be obtuse for no reason. So we got to be strong, keep reaching out, keep educating people. Educate people about who the Democrats really are. Teach the history of the Democrat Party and the history of the Republican Party. Which party freed the slaves? Which party was for civil rights? There was no change. There was no flip. The parties are still exactly the same. One party is about the individual, about liberty, about freedom. That's the Republicans. The same people who freed the slaves are still freeing slaves to this day. And the same people who are about slavery, identity politics, racism, that's all they're obsessed with. And for that reason, to be honest, that's why the Republicans don't tend to reach out to groups. We're not seeking the demographics like the Democrats do. Democrats care about demographics. They care about identity politics. They care about groups. They care about voting blocks. You know, Republicans aren't about that. The Republicans are about individual liberties. You know, the power of the individual, the freedom of the individual. That's what it's all about. Instead of just putting people into groups and make it us versus them, divide and conquer. That's what the Democrats are about. Whereas the Republicans are about, let's look at the individual freedom, how we're all made in the image of God. That's what's important. And so it doesn't matter what color you are, and that's not what the Republicans are obsessed with. Because people are people. We're all the same. Alright. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. We'll see you all later. Take care.